Welcome to LA. Check out these stories and events happening in your neighborhoods.
Athens on the Hill is a beautiful neighborhood in the 1-5, and we are celebrating our second annual Juneteenth celebration right here in the middle of the neighborhood with some great folks who have all come out to celebrate Freedom Day.
It's important that we keep events like this and all over. People yesterday, this whole week have been celebrating Juneteenth, and in the process of making sure that our children know the history.
Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows my sorrow.
So Juneteenth is a national holiday, and it's a more recent national holiday, and I am really proud of the fact that it is getting more and more common and more known in all of our communities. It is vitally important that we celebrate this African American history, because African American history or Black history is American history. It's part of our culture, it's part of our history as a nation, and it's important for us to acknowledge and know what June 19th, 1865 means to so many of us and should mean to all of us.
I think it's important to keep celebrating Juneteenth because just for our culture and our community, to make sure that the history never dies and that our children are aware of the importance and the significance of Juneteenth. And just to celebrate as a community, because we have so much in this world that's so negative, so to bring some joy is just amazing. So it has to keep going.
Today is my first time participating in Juneteenth within my community. I actually live not too far away from here, and I am privileged to be here. This was a good way to get my company out, Bake and Bloom, and I was happy to come out and let my community know that they have a neighborhood baker.
Every year we do this, we get more and more recognition. And a lot of times Juneteenth, people don't really understand what Juneteenth is about, but it's about freedom. And we can't not let that go by, and take a step, because there was a lot of injustice done. And like Dr. King saying, injustice somewhere is injustice everywhere. And so we're just trying to keep this hope alive and keep this going for the young people to follow suit of us old timers like that, to fall in line and keep Juneteenth going.
Juneteenth is a great place for people. It gets out their energy and they can dance.
We are kicking off our 45th Annual Lotus Festival, celebrating the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. It's a 2-day celebration of just foods, cultural performances, music. It's just going to be a fun time to bring community really together and just really get to know each other and learn about each other as well as the culture of Sri Lanka. Echo Park Lake is the home of the lotus plant, and it's one of the only locations in the US that has a thriving wild lotus garden. And so we hosted here to honor the Asian and Pacific Islander communities of all of Los Angeles.
Today's event, I just announced and introduced the performance items. The first was by Lal Tilakaratna Dance Company, and the second was by Sandawaran Art of Dance. My research is on Sri Lankan dance, so it just felt natural that I would introduce the pieces today. So Sri Lanka has a really rich dance heritage. It has its mythological roots from 2,500 years ago. So the dance forms all emerged from different healing rituals of the island. Some describe them as exorcism rituals, but they're really just healing rituals. 16-hour night-long festivals with music, dance, drumming, and ritual singing. But in the 1940s, the dance transitioned onto the stage. So the dances you'll see today are adaptations of these rituals. I was born in Sri Lanka, but I moved to the US when I was 2 years old. So the only way I was really able to access parts of my culture were through the performing arts. But growing up, I realized how important they were to really give us a sense of our cultural identity and also understand the nuances of our culture. And the arts is just, the best way to do that.
I'm very happy to be here in Los Angeles, and we are very proud to host the Lotus Festival this year, and it's an honor for us, honor for Sri Lanka. So this is a good opportunity for us to show how Sri Lanka is and to show the Sri Lankan culture and heritage.
We hope that the impact of this event really inspires folks to visit Sri Lanka and just learn something that you didn't know before about our island.
From inspiring community stories to the people and programs making a difference across Los Angeles, we're taking you inside the neighborhoods shaping our city every day. Take a look at these stories happening right here in your community.
We love neighborhood!
It's our third annual camp right here in Griffith Park. We're at Camp Hollywoodland, and we have boys and girls ages 6 to 12, and they're having a wonderful time.
It's such a great opportunity because they actually get to come in and do different activities such as swimming, rock climbing wall.
Now put your right foot on the green rock. There you go.
It's really awesome to get these kids who are usually normally behind these tablets and now are getting to enjoy the outdoors.
We have archery.
All the way back and they go every day.
They're doing some crafts, they're doing science, they're doing an obstacle course behind me, and all day long they're gonna have activities that will make a difference. Listen, they even do KP. So after they eat, Mom and Dad, they know how to clean up after themselves and wipe the table down.
They're learning how to do a lot of things on their own. Yes, they have their counselors here who are making sure that they're safe and having a good time, but we're not doing everything for them, and their parents are at home, so they're learning how to kind of have that separation. So that's definitely the biggest thing, and just like being able to make new friends.
Kids running around, playing games, bonding. We're actually having a bonfire tonight, making s'mores.
Some of the children are back for their third year and they see their friends, people they only see once a year when they come here.
Camp is just a great place to send your kids so that they can have those new experiences and kind of really figure out who they are in the world without other people telling them.
I got you. So the right.
People start to apply to come to this camp in late April. If you're interested in having your kids have an outdoor experience with CD10, sign up for next year. This is a free activity at a city facility. And so why don't let the children come out and have a really good time?
I feel like it would be a beautiful place for them to come, meet some friends, get outside, get nature, learn things.
Summer at the library is a great time for families because it's downtime, school is over, and parents and families are looking for great things to do. When kids are excited to be somewhere, they just want to keep coming back. And that's kind of what we want to foster. This joy and this excitement for coming to the library, looking to see all of the things that we have to offer, all of the amazing parts of it. It's not just books, it's everything exciting. It opens new worlds and it creates new thoughts. And to be able to bring in the kids and give them little prizes, which is a big part of what Summer with the Library is, where you come in, you sign up, you get a little pencil case, you get a free book to bring home that's yours to keep forever. You get a little bag for when you finish. You know, all that kind of stuff just excites a child and it brings good nostalgia and good memories, and it's just a place they want to keep coming back to. We are celebrating Amelia Earhart's birthday. We are the North Hollywood Amelia Earhart Regional Branch. There's actually a statue of her at the corner right next to our library. The saying goes that she came here as a resident of Toluca Lake, so she actually came to our library. So what we're doing is we're celebrating her and making airplanes and mapping out her route and all sorts of fun things. The library is a fantastic community center. We try to create a lifelong learner, starting from when they're really tiny, who will just love reading, love books, and then grow into this full person who is educated, who thinks about things, who is cultured. This just creates a more successful and, I believe, happy person in the long run. That's what we try to strive for, and we build along that. And we continue this for the young adults arena, and then we go up to adults as well. So it's the whole person.
Welcome to our First Responders LAFD, LA Police Department barbecue that the Hollywood Chamber brings to you.
Today, we're going to celebrate the men and women of the Los Angeles Fire Department and the Los Angeles Police Department. We're humbled by this recognition because at the heart of public service, there is not a desire for praise, but it's a commitment for duty.
The relationship between the first responders, fire department, police department, and the communities is really a reciprocal relationship. You know, they support us, and in turn we do what we enjoy and take an oath to do is protect and serve them and respond to everything to help make their lives better.
This is really humbling. If you look at everybody here, this is what Hollywood's about.
The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, who's one of our biggest partners and supporters, 03, are doing this barbecue for the brave for us at LAPD Hollywood.
It's an honor. It's a privilege to be here.
A lot of times where a community or a group this size can get together and get the chance to talk to each other, and we want to thank them just as much as they want to thank us.
And we just want to say thank you. We appreciate what you do. You are so important to our city and to our community. So I hope that they kind of pause, reset, and think about all the important things that they do and all the lives they save every day.
We are giving back to our police and our firemen and the policemen and women, because for all what they do for us.
When people ask me what separates specifically a firefighter, and I would argue a police officer, from the ordinary citizen, my answer is very simple. A firefighter or a police officer is willing to risk their life for a perfect stranger.
Try to. Try to. Okay.
They're gonna eat pretty well today.
We always do.
They always do. Yeah, every time we come and we pamper them. No, I think it's just give back, you know? Maybe we don't say thank you all the time, but sometimes doing this kind of events are very important for them because they have to feel special because they are special.
I think it's important that they know that we are thankful, you know, that we thank them, you know.
There's always something happening across Los Angeles, from cultural celebrations and local leaders to events bringing communities together. Here's a closer look at the stories making an impact in neighborhoods across our city.
We're standing in front of one of the first ever completed JEDI Zone projects in the entire city of Los Angeles.
1, 2, 3.
The project includes 9 businesses where the city made a total of $500,000 investment in facade improvements. All of these things went into making sure that the businesses pop and stand out and are reinvigorated. You know, some of these businesses have been here for over 50 years. While they have their clientele and they're very successful, it's nice to see that the city is also investing back in these very small businesses that have invested so much of themselves in the local area.
It's a huge honor to be chosen as one of the businesses along Lankershim that received these facade improvements. I mean, it's such a difference maker. It creates an area where customers actually want to come and do business. I think it's definitely more approachable to have a nice new facade and renovating something that was so nice decades ago. And you know, everything ages and loses a little bit of its shine, and they're doing a great job bringing it back.
Revitalizing a commercial corridor has so many different benefits, right? And they all build upon one another. So we want to really see an increase in pedestrian activity, people feeling like it's a safe environment to come out and patronize their local businesses, not just order from Amazon. So days like this just really celebrate exactly that. It's people coming together to improve neighborhoods just one block at a time and see what these incremental improvements can really do for an entire neighborhood.
I want to see what happens with the 9 other programs throughout the city, but this project is very important. I would love to continue doing this all along Lankershim and provide this service to all the small businesses here, as well as Magnolia, Laurel Canyon, several other locations in the district. So the more that I can do to spruce up and support the small businesses, the better.
Brush clearance in a nutshell is preparation. It's important because preparation is going to equate to safety, and safety is always our #1 priority on the fire department. So we always like to advise homeowners to stay within those brush clearance parameters and stay prepared in the event that we do have a fire or a catastrophic brush fire that may impact their homes. They stay prepared and are in a position to be a lot safer. When homeowners stay within the parameters of brush clearance, they put themselves in a position where they can keep their homes in a manner that can be safer during a brush fire, and it also buys them time to be able to get to a safer place if they needed to evacuate. If you have trees on your property, branches need to be cleared from 10 feet from that roof line and any chimneys, and 5 feet from the top of your roof as well. It's also important to make sure that your roof and your gutters are clear of any debris, dead or dry leaves. Although wet winters do help us in the short term, significant heat and wind do dry out a lot of this smaller brush. So we always like to advise Angelenos to still try and stay within those requirements. Make sure you have a plan and stay safe in the event that we do have another brush fire. Some of the requirements are going to be making sure that you keep your home free and clear of any overgrown brush. So if it falls within 200 feet from your property, it's advised to keep that brush down to a minimum of 3 inches. Also, if you have any brush within 10 feet of a roadway, to keep that down to a minimum of 3 inches as well. If you have trees on your property that are over 18 feet in height, it's recommended that 6 feet of that trunk stay clear of any brush. If the trees are under 18 feet in height, 1/3 of that trunk needs to be clear of brush as well. So if you don't do proper brush clearance, or you fall into one of those areas where you fall into a brush area and they're requiring you to stay within those requirements, you may be issued a warning and potentially some fines as well. Angelenos can visit a website, fims.lafd.org, and it's going to give you exact parameters that need to be met if you do fall into one of those brush areas.
Los Angeles is powered by the people, places, and stories that connect our communities. Coming up, we'll show you what's happening across the city and introduce you to the people making a difference right here at home.
As a council member, I'm always looking for creative ways to help, solve the problems that we have in the district and serve the needs of the constituents. And a number of years ago, one of the needs that really wasn't being served was we had a lot of folks who were mentally ill and drug addicted on the streets.
homeless housing recovery program in partnership with Council District 3 and Providence Hospital is a program that's set up to be able to break the barriers of people that are experiencing homelessness.
The original, idea was for folks who are in the hospital, who've been maybe at the lowest point in their lives when they're in the emergency room for something, whether it's an overdose or a fall, that they would be referred by a patient navigator who is in that hospital as part of this program to say, hey, we don't want you to just be discharged to the street. We want to get you somewhere where you can really transition out of homelessness and out of maybe the underlying issues that led to you being here in the hospital.
When they come out of the Providence Hospital emergency rooms, they go into our detox or our inpatient, and then our patient navigators will connect them to the housing portion of the program.
The HHRP program is one element of a broader strategy that I have for dealing with homelessness in the West San Fernando Valley. And it's a unique strategy because it started out as a partnership with Providence Hospital, where we were able to acquire a couple of homes off-site and refer people directly out of the hospital into those homes so that they wouldn't be discharged to the street, but instead their physical and mental or drug addiction issues would be treated at those homes. That has transitioned, and with a partnership with the Tarzana Treatment Center behind me, to one of the most successful programs that we have in the city in terms of just the numbers, percentages of people who, when they finish with that program, they get out of homelessness. So it's been a successful program, but it's one piece of a larger puzzle.
I was in addiction for 15 years. I couldn't accomplish what I wanted the first time, so I came in the second time. Neither the second time, but the third time, it came to my understanding of how the program works, and it has helped me with my recovery until now.
One of the amazing things that we do is that we connect people and we empower them to be able to do what they might not know that they know how to do. So instead of coming alongside somebody and doing something for them, we go alongside them and empower them to go to the DMV, connect them to services, social services. We get all their medical necessities taken care of by getting them rides there. We provide transportation, we provide medical transportation, we provide different services to be able to break those barriers that are keeping one homeless.
Knowing that the program offered me a year of housing, paying no rent, it's a big stress relief for me to not only just go to work, but also attend my meetings, stay at my meetings, and just saving up money. That way, whenever that program ends, I'll be ready for that next step.
So over the 5 years that this program has been around, we've been able to successfully house over 120 participants into permanent housing with non-subsidized. So that's with no city funds, of them paying their rent on their own, either with family reunification, singles, their own apartments, even their own house in the state or out of the state. So that's a great success to be able to have that under our belts. This program is much more than just a program. It's personal to me since I am 15 years sober myself, and I'm able to help these men and be a part of their journey. And for me, that's an opportunity to be able to do good in a world that it's so dark, and be able to shed a little bit of light. And grateful to be able to be a part of their journey in their season of their lives.
Thanks for watching. Catch these stories and more on Channel 35 or at lacity.gov/TV, and follow @LACity on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube.